I'm Rachel Ward, and I'd like to read from River Clyde by Simone and Buchholz, which has just been published by Orenda books. It follows directly on from Hotel Cartagena, so if you haven't read this, it's a good idea to read it before reading River Clyde, because otherwise it'll get a little confusing. In this book, Chastity Riley, state prosecutor from Hamburg, has travelled to Glasgow to find out about a house that she's been left in the will, and some more about her family and herself. Hope Street. By direct flight from Hamburg to Edinburgh, then by taxi to Glasgow. That was the easiest way. My batteries are running too low for a more complicated version. Besides, I hate travelling by bus, but who doesn't? The taxi driver lets me out in the city centre at Central Station. I hand him £80 through the hole in the plexiglass screen that separates me from him and prevents us from getting closer than absolutely necessary. A sound concept, in my opinion. Then I take my bag by the handles, climb out and stand on the street. The city's greyness is vast, it's everywhere, and even if the outside station building in stone and steel and glass tends more to the brown and dark green, its core seems to be the same colour as the rest of the street. It's a dark yet friendly grey. The street leading away from the station is called Hope Street. Next to the station there's an old grand hotel with chandeliers, curlicues and a provocatively luxurious entrance. No, I'd rather not sleep here. At the other end of the turn-of-the-century station, behind a monumental bridge on which golden letters spell out Central Station, a massive but unexcitable business hotel shoots up from the ground. I walk over and go in. Hello, do you have a room free? Yes, on the 9th floor, is that okay? It's fine, thank you. I take the lift up and put my bag down in the room behind the door with the number 928. Outside my window are tenements, chimneys, cranes, grey. The sky hangs full of clouds, the air is saturated with rain. It's starting to drizzle. Hope Street heads northwards. No idea how long I stand there looking. Time simply passes, dusk is still a way off, but the clouds grow ever thicker. The grey grows ever more solid. Drops of water on the window pane. I glance at my bag. Unpack? It shrugs its handles. I shrug my shoulders and think, okay, then I'll just have to go out. It's actually raining a bit more than I thought, although not more heavily or at all unpleasantly. The drops are fine and almost warm. All the same, I stand under the bridge. As ever, I haven't brought that many clothes with me, and there's no need for half of them to immediately get so wet that they're unusable for the rest of the time. What time was that again? There's something up with the bridge. Something touches me as I stand beneath it like this, with rain falling on either side, as if hundreds and thousands had already stood here like me. People who were sent here or driven out from somewhere else and didn't have the foggiest what they were meant to do in Glasgow, but, well, now they were there and they just kind of sought shelter under a bridge and waited for the rain to ease. That's how it seems to me. I stay standing under this steel umbrella for quite a while, maybe half an hour, maybe 2 hours. It does me good to slip through time together with all the other souls. At some point I set off, heading east. I want to go to the East End, I want to see it. I don't know much about this place, only what my father told me in a few moments of gentleness, mostly of an evening after dinner, and before he got going on the drinking, and before he started to fade himself out with bourbon. Then he spoke about Owen Riley as if he were telling me a fairy tale, but it was no fairy tale. It was my great-great-grandfather who, at the end of the century before last, got on a ship in Glasgow to seek his fortune in the United States, working in the steelworks of North Carolina. Owen grew up in the East End in a small flat in a grey tenement in a grey slum. I walk through the streets and I wonder whether Owen was sick of the grey, if that was why he left. But I don't really think so. The grey alone doesn't drive anybody out. And if we have even the tiniest thing in common, my great-grandfather and me, then I'd bet that it's not fearing the grey. It was presumably more the hunger that usually torments people in grey places. I reckon Owen Riley was sick of the hunger. The next steel railway bridge turns up, but it looks like it dropped out of an old children's book. It's far too low, hangs cheekily over the street. No idea how any kind of vehicle's meant to fit through there, if you please. Right next to the bridge there's a tower with a clock on it. It's acting very elegant, but looks like someone thought it up over afternoon tea with no meaning or purpose, just for fun. The tower's whimsicality rubs off on me, and without paying much attention to where I'm really heading, I get lost among the streets, head a bit left, a bit uphill, then take a long curve to the right, kind of broadly heading east. People hurry past me. They're quick on their feet. They seem to have a special rhythm in their legs. They're wearing colours, if not striking ones. Their faces are friendly, sometimes a little wonky, but nicely wonky, as if the wind and the rain and the nights have played a role in that. I stop on a corner outside a shop. I go in. The rain's got heavier again, and now it is getting on my nerves a bit. Okay then, Scottish corner shop. Let's see what kind of stuff you can buy here. Oh wow, the cigarettes cost over £12. Maybe I should start smoking again.